Dia, by the time the suspect was taken into custody, 8 public servants had been shot here in the small, tight-knit community of Allen. And take a look behind me today. There are still a lot of officers here on scene as state police continue their investigation. All day long, officers have been coming and going. They even extended the scene with yellow caution tape earlier this morning. The shootout happened a few blocks up the road on Main Street last night, just after 6:30. An arrest citation shows deputies showed up to the home of 49-year-old Lance Storrs to serve an emergency order of protection after a domestic violence incident in the afternoon. And when they arrived, that order says Storrs immediately began to shoot at them with a rifle. Floyd County Sheriff John Hunt told us Storrs hit 2 officers initially, and then when backup arrived, he fired at them as well. The standoff lasted for a few hours until police were able to arrest Storrs. Sheriff Hunt described that intense scene for LEX 18 this morning.
One deputy laid under a vehicle for hours as gunshot just went ringing over his head. And actually at one time the car that he was under just took a barrage of bullets and shot the canine dog in the back seat while this gentleman was under that car.
The injured officers were taken to hospitals across the region, including in Lexington, Prestonsburg, and West Virginia. So far, the victims have not been officially identified. Storrs also made his first court appearance this morning. Sean Moody was there for that, and he joins us live now with what he learned. Good afternoon, Sean.
Hey, Evelyn, it was a pretty short appearance here in Floyd County District Court this morning. We saw Lance Storrs arraigned on charges of murder of a police officer, attempted murder, and assault. Since these are all felonies, the judge automatically put in a not guilty plea on his behalf and assigned him a public defender so this case can move along. The Floyd County Sheriff and County Attorney were both in the courtroom this morning, and we talked to them after the arraignment to kind of get more of a sense of exactly what things were like out there last night. The Sheriff and the County Attorney were both pretty emotional this morning at the courthouse. We spoke with them after the arraignment. The County Attorney described it as a war zone. He said at first they weren't sure what direction the bullets were coming from. He said the shooter was firing multiple weapons, small and large caliber, and that the shots were coming very quickly. He said they couldn't tell whether it was automatic gunfire or a semi-automatic gun being fired very quickly. Ultimately, they said they took Storrs into custody after hours of negotiating. They said the shooter made a movement to the outside and they took him into custody. It wasn't clear whether that means he surrendered to them or if they took him into custody by force. There were a lot of injuries here. People who were shot, people the county attorney said were hit with shrapnel. As you heard from Evelyn a moment ago, one was hiding under that car for hours and had carbon monoxide exposure. And of course, we know that at least 2 officers have died so far.
I don't know that there is any comfort for anybody at this time. Those people were not just police officers. I think that gets lost a lot of times in the media across the country. You hear about something happening in another state and you think, a police officer shot, but it's not a police officer shot, or multiple police officers in this case. These are human beings. These are people with children, spouses, and mom and dads. And their world will never be the same.
And that's certainly going to be the feeling across Floyd County as more and more details about what happened last night start coming out and we learn more about the people who were killed and injured last night. This is, of course, a pretty small community, all things considered, and a lot of people are going to know the people who were out there last night and lost their lives. We're unaware so far of any memorial services or anything like that, but we'll certainly keep you posted as we get word of those. Also, the sheriff identified the dog that was shot and killed as part of this response as Drago. We also asked about the other family members. Of course, we're told this all began as a domestic incident, and so we asked the sheriff about any other family members who may have been involved. We were told that those family members were in a safe place once this all happened last night. Going forward from here, we're told that Storrs will remain jailed in the Pike County Jail on a $10 million bond. His next preliminary hearing will be July 11th at 1:30. Dia, it's just been an absolutely awful night for the people here in Floyd County, and it's really only going to get sadder as we start to learn more about the people who lost their lives, the people who are injured, the people who are going to have just a life-changing future here. We'll stay on top of those things and bring you those stories as we learn them. We'll send it back to you in the studio.